not make modeling the forefront of what I do. I was kind of focused on making people feel something or embodying a character. Everything changed. So many elements of my personality got me there, and not as much like how I looked. All I knew was that I was a soccer player. So when I broke free of that, I was like, oh wow, who am I? Kind of like abandoned whoever I was, shapeshift into whoever anybody wanted me to be. I would say like in the last 4 years, I've become like...
What is up, guys? I'm Kate Max, the host of the Treadmill Show, where we test your limits on the treads. And today, I'm here with Kitty Lever, and we're gonna be putting her through our 5 intensity zones. Each zone, the pace picks up, our heart rate gets faster, and the answers get even more real.
And I'm so excited.
Kitty Lever, please introduce yourself to the audience.
My name is actually Kitty Lever, but everybody says Lever. So like you killed it because it's like people now know.
Okay, Kitty Lever.
Yes.
Thank you. Is your full name Kitty?
It's Katie Leanne Lever.
What made you Kitty?
My family called me Kitty growing up. On Instagram like 2 or 3 years ago, the username was available and I was like, I'm gonna change it. Ever since I changed it to Kitty, like my whole career changed. There's still like intimate moments, like when I go to my coffee shop, I always say Katie, but like on the internet, it's Kitty, and I kind of like the separation.
Kitty suits you so well.
No, like she's fun and she reminds me of me, like the most me.
Yeah. Let's get into it. You're wearing heels right now.
I'm wearing heels.
Are you ready to get into a light jog?
Yeah, let's get into a light jog.
I'm gonna go to a 4.
Okay. Oh my God, so fun.
How are you feeling going into this run?
I love to run.
You were an athlete growing up, right? You were a soccer player. Talk to me about your childhood.
So my dad was in the Army growing up. I lived in 15 different places.
Okay, Army brat, dare we say.
I actually have like no concept of a hometown.
Wait, because you lived everywhere. When your parents are in the military, it's like you move around.
All the time, yeah.
How do you think your upbringing shaped who you are as a person?
I mean, there's like pros and cons for sure. It made me super adaptable. It made me very resilient, kind of like abandon whoever I was, shapeshift into whoever anybody wanted me to be. So it kind of made me a chameleon, but in like the wrong ways. I would say like in the last 4 years, I've become like me.
New York City, I feel like, has that effect on people.
Yes!
You like put it all on the field, shapes you into this beautiful person, and I love seeing that. And you see that so much with the content that you put out and just through meeting you.
Oh, thank you!
Absolutely. You went to Southeast Missouri State University,
yes.
And you played D1 soccer. How do you think playing D1 soccer prepared you for this moment wearing heels on the tread?
Oh my God, wait, that's a great question. I mean, one, that I can always do hard things. That was like the hardest thing I've ever been through. Not because of like the physical strain, but I mean, you go from being maybe like the best in your state or the best in your region and playing on a D1 soccer team where I was like sitting the bench half of my career, and it like taught me to be selfless and like find a new identity outside of soccer. And I genuinely believe if I had a very successful soccer career in college, I wouldn't have thought about fashion and thought about who I was outside of it. All I knew was that I was a soccer player. So when I broke free of that, I was like, oh wow, like the world is my oyster. Like, who am I?
I love that you said that, and then you were so open about that, because that is such a common experience for athletes. Mm-hmm. Because yeah, you're an amazing soccer player growing up, you go to college, you're around the best of the best.
Yep. And
then it is like very important to find out who you are outside of the sport.
Yeah, it's very humbling, but as soon as you can like genuinely start being happy for others, especially your own teammates, and like if it's not you, it's them, and it's still your team. Oh, I feel like that was like my first kind of like spiritual awakening, and I felt so lucky for it. But when I was going through it, I was like, oh, this is so hard, especially your family's coming to watch you play and you're not playing, and you're like trying to explain to them that they should come to watch your team and not just you, but they don't even get it.
What would your advice be to the young girls that are just starting out on their college sports team for the first time? Our freshman girlies out there.
Oh my God.
And boys. We're not leaving out the boys.
Give it your all, give it your best, but don't stay there, and think big picture. Maybe even less than like who you're going to be and where you're going to go after college, and more about like who you want to be, what kind of teammate you want to be, what kind of person you want to be, because everything else will take care of itself. Focus on the personal growth. Just because you're not starting or you're not playing, like that has nothing to do with your self-worth or who you are.
I totally agree.
Because it is so much bigger than those 4 to 6 years at college.
So much bigger.
So much bigger.
Yeah, and you're gonna pop off, queen.
Yes, you will. Like, you will.
You will. Are you comfortable picking up the pace in your heels?
I feel like maybe a little, but maybe I should change.
Let's switch into the sneakers.
Yeah, so I can like give more long answers.
Yeah. All right, how are you feeling in your sneakers?
We're gonna feel so good.
All right, let's pick up the pace.
Okay.
What are you at?
I'm at 4.2.
I'm at 4.2 too.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
what is your distance right now?
0.44.
Oh, we're really close. Okay, I'm at 4.48.
Oh, perfect.
Let's pick up the pace. Meet me at a 5.
Okay.
At this point is when my runner's high kind of starts kicking in. Like, I'm starting to feel good. The little kid in me starts coming out. I'm like getting excited.
No, yeah, same. I go so off of other people's energy, and yours is like.
No, I love that. I'm such a little kid at heart too. I saw that you interned at Northwestern Mutual. Hello. Are you a numbers girl?
No. That was on the journey of discovering who I was. I tried everything, and like, I don't know, that was something. I was so bad at it. I had to like cold call people, and I would just like hang up as soon as they answered. I was like, this was not cut out for me. The sales life in general, I learned so much, and I loved working with the people that I did, but that was such just like an experience. But I'm so the type of person that does something for the plot, for the experience. Like,
absolutely. That's what college is all about. That's what internships are all about. So you go from finance intern to hostess to being featured in Cosmopolitan. Crazy. Can you pinpoint the key moments that shaped that transition?
Holy God. You know what? I think what the transition was when I decided to not make modeling the forefront of what I do and just kind of embody this artist.
You are an artist.
Thank you.
She is an artist through and through, and we're gonna get to that.
Oh my
Okay.
God, thank you. So like when I did that, and I was kind of focused on like making people feel something or embodying a character, everything changed because Cosmopolitan emailed me about this series that was like unhinged in the city, and they were like, you're literally perfect for it. And I was like, oh, it's so crazy that so many elements of my personality and spunkiness got me there, and not as much like how I look.
Well, first of all, you're beautiful.
Thank you. You're beautiful.
I think what's so cool about your Cosmopolitan shoot is when I was looking at the photos, it took me a second to be like, oh my God, this was a Cosmopolitan shoot. And that is such a compliment. You want to know why?
Why?
Because your content that you create on your own already embodied that character that you played in that shoot.
Thank you.
It was amazing to see. And I'm sure you feel that too. Like, how cool was it to work with photographers that really understood your own personal creative direction?
I was in like the meetings to help build the creative direction, and they're like, so what do you think about this? What would you do here? And it was one of the first times in my life that I was like, people are listening to me. I'm creative. Coming from the athletic background, I didn't think I was a creative person at all, because like I didn't know who I was outside of playing soccer. Because this happens in like August. It was a whole month of people asking me to consult with them. What do you think of this? I was like, wait, I'm doing it.
You're doing it. She's doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
Can you describe the craziest photo shoot you've ever done? And there's been a lot of crazy ones.
Oh my God, there's been so many. One time I was like suspended into the air. Cosmo was crazy because it was 6 looks in fall, winter, in the summer. It was super hot. The day before I was shooting this, oh my God, with one of my favorite photographers. Her name is Amber Sally. We did like a bullet wound shoot. So it was like back to back to back. Honestly, it's always crazy. I even just did like a fairy shoot recently where I had like red hair as a wig and I was like crawling in the forest. What's like people commenting, they're like, I didn't even know this is you. And like that's the vibe though.
That is the vibe.
Like shapeshifter energy.
Backing up, you mentioned it, but I know you've had a lot of side jobs in New York City.
So many.
One being a nightclub bouncer, is that true?
Yes, well, I was like a door girl assistant, but then I had like a 2-week stint at Ray's where I was the actual door girl. That was crazy.
What are your tips for hustling in New York City?
Oh my God, like do it. It's literally never going to be easy, but like nothing worth having ever came easy. It's crazy. People ask me all the time, how did you move to New York City? Oh, it's the toughest question for me to answer. I had to endure a lot of, oh God, I don't know if this is gonna work out. You have to grind. It's like almost unrealistic how hard you have to push yourself, especially in that first year. But that's why people that make it have been here for so long.
You got to put your heart and your sweat on the pavement in New York City.
You have to kind of earn it.
You do. I love that. You've said your goal is to be behind the camera. Do you have any ideas for what you'd want to direct and create?
Yeah, well, eventually I want to make like movies and TV shows behind the camera, not even with the camera. Like I want to write a book one day. There's so many things I want to do. I want to be in front of the camera acting, which modeling will always be there. But yeah, just bringing different concepts to life.
I love that.
I try not to overthink it. I feel like the worst advice I got, honestly, was to have like a 5-year plan on all these goals. The one goal I dedicated to myself is every single day, get 1% better in the direction that you want. And I feel like that will shape your future versus like being so landlocked on one specific idea. You have to be able to pivot or else you're gonna feel like a failure, but you're not.
The power of the motherfucking pivot
Yeah.
is so real.
The pivot!
Yeah. Speaking of 1% better, should we pump it up 1% on the treadmill and move into our zone 4?
Okay, let's do it. What are you at?
I'm at a 7.
Okay.
You don't have to match me though. I think that's important to remember. If you're watching this and you're running on a treadmill right now, your zone is different than our zones. Kitty's, I think Kitty can be better than mine, but we'll get there. For somebody who doesn't know you, Kitty, how would you describe your aesthetic?
Oh my god, whimsical, fun, spunky, fearless, brave, bold. Oh, I want to say quirky, but quirky people don't say quirky, but like, I would say like quirky, you know?
I love that.
Fun.
You're all of those things.
Thank you. How would you describe yours?
Okay, I would say I'm high energy. I'm very much so like an open book. I love meeting people and I feed off of somebody's energy. But in terms of my aesthetic, how would you describe it? Like, what was your first impression?
Yeah, I feel like very curious about other people, which is so cool.
I genuinely love getting to know other people. Like, that's why the structure of this interview is learning all about you from the ground up.
I know, it's so cool. What a cool concept.
Okay, I'm curious. Where do you get your inspiration from for your art? Because it's so unique. It's so different.
Thank you. Honestly, Alice in Wonderland is like a huge inspiration for me. But then also like my everyday life, I like to have like little moments that would maybe be perceived as weird, but never like offensive, but like something we're all thinking, or just like another way of looking at it. I don't know.
I don't know how to explain it.
Playful.
It's playful.
Yeah.
And it's like sensory in a way. Like sometimes like I see your stuff and it's like, I don't know, it's very cool.
Like I would say innocent too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like innocent energy in it.
And there's a lot of like nostalgia in it too. I feel like you play it too.
Yeah.
Out of Alice in Wonderland, I feel like I know your answer. Which character do you identify the most with? Or is it a hodgepodge?
It's a hodgepodge, but today it's more Mad Hatter-y. Just kind of all over the place.
Can I tell you what I was gonna say?
What were you gonna say?
I thought you were gonna say Celeste the cat.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like sheep shifts.
I know he does, but sometimes I can be on that vibe though. It's very like riddly. I don't know. Ask yourself. That depends.
You give that Mad Hatter and you obviously give Alice.
Aww.
Yeah, because
sometimes I like being Alice.
You have that sweetness to you.
Yeah.
Okay, feeling good. I'm starting to sweat, which I love.
I'm feeling good, I think. No, I'm like a little sweaty, but like it's fun.
I'm at 1.67 miles. What are you at?
1.55.
All right, we're gonna get to 2 miles, okay?
Okay.
We're moving into our zone 5. This is gonna be the absolute push, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna leave it all on the treads. I'm
Okay.
pushing up, okay?
Okay.
Actually, I'm at 9. That moved up faster than I wanted it to. But you know what? I'm gonna roll with it.
Oh my god, fuck.
Get breathless with me. Tell us how you're feeling.
Oh my god, I'm feeling near breathlessness.
I love it. Okay, rapid fire questions. What's one thing you wish people do more about you?
Maybe the in-betweens.
You have a viral bag series saying, can I have a piece? Tell me about the inspo behind it.
Oh my god, it's a story. I'll tell you. One time me and my friend, we got pizza. We got it to go. I was holding it and I put it in my bag. And then I put a piece of gum in my mouth and she was like, oh, like, can I have a piece of gum? But I was like, oh, wouldn't it be so funny if I gave you a piece of pizza? And she was like, you're so weird. And then it worked!
It worked! The videos go so viral. They're my favorite things. Everybody better go watch our What's in Your Bag, Can I Have a Piece video from this interview show. I was dying when I saw this on your videos. I think you look like Cameron Diaz and so many other actresses, but you joked about this one time of somebody saying you look like Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
What is your response to people saying that?
He's freaky. He's cute. He has beautiful eyes. That's a compliment.
He's my favorite character in Lord of the
Wait,
Rings.
what?
Always has been.
Oh, because he's just so like creepy and cute.
He's so creepy and cute. What is your one fashion hot take?
Stop telling people what to wear. Just like wear whatever you want. I hate all the XYZ core, whatever. Wear whatever you want.
You want to know what I hate?
What?
I hate when people say fashion ins and outs because I don't believe anything ever goes out.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
If it makes you feel good, you can express yourself. We're done. Crank it up.
Hello.
What are you at?
I'm at 9.2.
Okay, I'm at the same. Should we try to go as fast as we can?
Okay.
Okay, I'm at a 10.2.
10.5.
Give me 30 seconds at this pace. You can do it.
Woo! Woo!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. How you feeling?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Take it all off. And that's treads.
That was crazy.
I've got one final question for
Oh my
you.
God.
As we cool down, as you feel that post-runner's high, what is one thing we're manifesting for 2025?
I would say an acting stint. But the first thing I was gonna say is love. But like I feel like I can find love all the time. But just like, you know, having the courage to like put yourself out there again is like important.
I totally
you know?
agree.
What about you? What's your manifestation?
I want to pop this show off.
You're doing it.
I've got a lot of goals. They all have to do with being curious about people, learning about people. So guys, please make sure you like, subscribe to this channel. That's
Thank
a wrap.
you so much. You did so
Yes,
good.
done.